You can't keep doing this. Step out of the shadows. Don't let tombstones be your family legacy. I know you're trying to create a myth. Just remember, there is room for Bruce and Batman inside that suit.
For too long, this city has burned with corruption and greed. And with Bruce's help, a vote for Harvey Dent is a vote to finally put your foot down.
Vicky Vale, reporter for the Gotham Gazette. Is the Dent campaign soliciting votes from Gotham's biggest crime family?
Money gets money. I can get Harvey the mayor's seat, or I can pull it out from under him.
Your father despised men like Falcone. No one has ever managed to bring him down.
I haven't tried yet.
Come on!
A fire is heading this way. You must show the world the true nature of a Wayne.
Sometimes I think this whole city's a crime scene.
A revolution is knocking on Gotham's door. When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side.
Well then, time to save the city.
We wanted to make sure the bat tech seemed plausible, not just absolute fantasy.
Something that's very believable in this universe.
It's me.
We built the bat cave pretty early on. It has a bunch of raised platforms out in a really big cave space with the idea that it can be modular. It has the bat suit and the cowl. It's a lot less of the more recent incarnations of the Batmobile. It's a much more compact, sleek variant.
To begin with, we try to get a 3D wraparound of what we can see, so it's usually top down and side profile. From there, we just model out each side and bring them together and make sure that it all fits.
The special thing about our Batmobile is that it transforms. By day, it's Bruce Wayne's hot red sports car, and by night, it's the Batmobile, allowing Batman to quick change out in the field without having to always go back to the Batcave. It's really helpful for storytelling reasons and for how cool it is reasons.
The whole console of the Batcave is all functional. We don't want to go too fancy. We want to bring the retro feel with a blend of what's new and what's happening.
It can display news, it can analyze hard drives, you can hack things on it, you can pull out information about the city. And Batman has networks of drones that are flying around, so you can create holographic maps of Gotham. It can eavesdrop through walls, it can project holograms so Batman can plan things. Bruce Wayne is a very different person when he's out performing in public for people. And when he goes down to the Batcave, you can see Bruce actually relax. He feels really at home down there, really feels like himself. You can tell this is where he wants to be and what he wants to do. I wanted to make a really distinct contrast between Batman scenes and Bruce Wayne scenes to really kind of emphasize the duality between the two characters there.
Come on now, so formal. Call me Bruce.
I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series. It shaped a lot of things that I thought about, like storytelling, how they just do such amazing things with such simple character designs. Batman is just, he's such a big thing that matters so much to so many people.
Time to go to work.
Writers work with the designers, and eventually that comes to me, and then I work with cinematographers and artists to create the visuals for the game. You have to make sure that the content is not just good in form of being a story, but also in being an interactive thing that the player experiences. It has to be more than just a linear narrative. You have to make sure choices matter and the action scenes are fun and playable.
Bye, Bat.
But in addition, it all weaves in together with the lens of how Bruce Wayne has to deal with all the people in his life and all his responsibilities. I feel like we have created kind of a unique Bruce Wayne that hasn't really been seen before. Because you think about animated series Bruce Wayne, Kevin Conroy plays him really broad and really bright in comparison to the gruff Batman voice. And then there's the Nolan films, That Bruce Wayne, at least in public, plays himself completely frivolous. He swims around in pools with hot ladies to make sure no one would ever think this guy could be Batman.
Enjoy drinking my wine. It's worth more than most of you.
No, he's kidding, everyone.
And we have a new twist that takes some elements from those things and just creates a guy who seems really strong and in control of the situation. He always feels like he's the smartest guy in the room. You can play him however you want to.
Chalk this for me.
You can play him as kind of suave guy, you can play him as isolated loner. We have the whole spectrum of possible Bruce Waynes you've seen in our game as options for the player. Bruce Wayne just being really cool was something that we really wanted to achieve. Like him just leaning up against a pillar, crossing his arms with champagne glass while kind of Harvey Dent just goes, and you're just like, God dang, he's the coolest guy in the room.